we got we've got this AI model, and as of the last one, it performed at 96% accuracy, which is crazy, except I think it's doing that because the data set is so small. So what I want to do in this one is just add more data and see if it actually consistently performs that well. And the way we're doing that is by looking at the baby cry data set. Let's go to discomfort. And we're literally just going to manually copy this. Go into the donate a cry corpus, discomfort. And drop those. We're going to do the same thing. I think we have one more. So if we go in here, we've already done tired. Discomfort, cold, hot. I don't remember if we did burping, but that should be good. Okay, cool. So now we've got a lot more data. If you look at it, we've got 54 items. I'll go ahead and show this. 54 items in this set. 2 items in belly pain. Okay, let's go to baby cry data set, belly pain. Okay. So 28 items, 54 items, 36 items, 85, and 26. So we're looking a lot better than like the 2, 1, 5, and 86 that we had previously. So the final thing that I want to do is just go ahead and delete what we have. Just going to be here. Let's delete all of that, and we're going to convert it. Actually, I didn't need to do that, because it'll parse it automatically. So what we're doing is we're building out the rest of the data set. And then as we move forward, we should have a better picture of what our model's actual performance is. Okay, let's see where we're at. We're in discomfort, which is... Okay, so we're about halfway through. I'm going to go fill up my water. I'll be back. And I did make a mistake. I should have run this without the extra conversions, just to see what that looks like. But let's see, we are in tired, which is the last one. So it's pretty soon the model should kick into training. Okay, cool. So now it's training or building out the 2 data sets. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So one thing that's kind of crazy is look how bad this model started out. 33%. That's horrible. And I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be this bad because I've done this before and it starts out at 33% and it doesn't get much better. But look at this: 33, 37, 38, 40, 45, 54, 59, 69, right? So it jumped up in performance as it started figuring something out. And then final accuracy of 70%. But the thing is, we can be a lot more confident in this one's 70% than the other one's 96%, just because it generalizes better. One more thing that I want to do, and what I'm actually going to do is just make this, change the name of that. There's a few things that I want to test. The first is, okay, I have 71% accuracy on that. What if I get rid of all the fake data? You know, it's easier. I can just do, oh, that didn't work. Oh man. Okay, cool. So we still got that, which means this should still be bigger. So Mel spectrogram image is old. What I want to do is, we're just going to comment these out and just keep the originals. And I just want to see what that looks like. So this is still going to take a while, but not nearly as long. right? We're pushing through hungry. And if you look at the corpus, the reason it's a problem is that hungry has 85. If you look at tired, it's 26, 36, 54, 28. So the hard thing is that you're training it in a way where it just thinks every baby's hungry, which honestly isn't that far off from parenting. um, but let's see, we're on belly pain, so we're getting close. Let's go to content real quick. Okay, training. And starting to taper off on growth. And there it kind of hit a wall. Right at 79, 80. So it actually doesn't change much. 81% down to 72. Versus the last time, honestly, it's not even gonna, yeah. The thing is, I already had the 96%. And in my mind, that makes for the best content, but it's not actually the most helpful to people. So if I do want to release this, I kind of need it to be better. Let's try one more thing. So let me uncomment all of this. And I'm just going to say, %. Okay. So really what I did here is and honestly, I feel like that could be a short just as is. Hey, sorry, I see your comments now. Yeah, go ahead and drop questions in the chat if you do have questions. But so I'll break this down, and honestly, this is probably going to become a short, like, so you're seeing me film it live, but think of how to do it. Yeah, I actually don't know what that means. Um, you want to talk to me? Yeah, you can throw whatever in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions. What we've got right here is we're training an AI model to detect baby cries and basically translate them into real things. Help me in my career. Yeah, I'm happy to help. If you got questions, just throw them in. I'll keep breaking this down. So really we've got, which is kind of disturbing. We've got a ton of baby cries. Um right? And we can basically take these and I don't know based on that cry what the baby wants, but you can see like that's belly pain. All of this is labeled discomfort. Hungry sounds like this. So some of those are really bad samples, honestly. That may be another project I could do, but really I don't know what's going on with this. But um probably not. At least not right now. Honestly, if you want to join the Discord, you're welcome to hit me up there, but probably won't jump on a Discord call. So to keep going, basically we're training an AI to understand the different waveforms from a hungry cry versus a baby's tired cry or belly pain or whatever if they're uncomfortable. And we're putting that into an AI model. And then we are training it. And here's the interesting thing is I ran a better training protocol with better data and my accuracy actually dropped. And so I think I've almost got the packaging for a little short based on that, which would be something. Let's see if I can just do it live. Let's see. I made one change to my AI model and the accuracy dropped, but it's actually a good thing. With the last, let's say with the last, with the last AI model, I had an accuracy of 96%. But there was one big problem. Some of the data sets I was training it on only had a few items. Some of the data categories I was training it on only had a few items. So I added a ton more data to each of the categories and reran my application and retrained my model. Oh, shoot. And retrained my model. Overall, the accuracy went down. Even though the raw score went down, we can trust this model a lot more because it was trained on 10 times the data. Follow my journey as I turn this into a application. Um, so really, I was just filming a short kind of based on this concept, but really, what I want to do is there's two more things that I want to test with this. The first is I'd like to test it. We've tested it with that information. Let's go ahead and we're gonna call this spectrogram images. Original, and this one old. So I'd like to upgrade the model so that it checks multiple data sets. And that would be the first thing that I want to do. And then the second thing is I want to see if we fine tune a model, if that does better. So like right now, I want to figure out if a fine tuned model does better. And let me see. This should actually be a new branch. And we want to call the branch CNN. So if we create this, we have this main file. We can go ahead and delete these. I don't want to delete them. Oh. It should be able to run just like that. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and stop that. Okay. So okay, we're going to delete that. We're going to run this again. And honestly, I don't even know if that's good enough. What I might just do is there's a certain spot when I just ask it to include another data set. I think that's the best way to move forward. So where's the next time that I upload my code? Let's see, what am I asking here? I'm just going to take all of this and I think I'm just going to take all of it and paste it in. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay. Let's undo this. And what I want to do is take this file. We're going to open it in our folder. And then I want to throw it onto Grok and say, so what I'm going to do, oh, hey, sorry, I haven't checked the chat in a while. So making an AI model that can listen to a baby crying and tell you what the baby wants, basically. And we can do that with a basic neural network. What I'm doing is kind of vibing out like, okay, hey, what if I fine tune that? Can I get better performance or anything? So let's just ask it, and it's pretty amazing how quickly it can change that. Um, please optimize the so let's just watch it spit out. It's actually going to think on this, which is good. But really, what I have is like a custom built neural network, so you can see all the layers here, and the structure. But what I want it to do, just to see if it's any better, is to take a model that someone else has made that's really good, that's like top research level, and then put that into here and see if it does better, so I can compare my 70 to 72% with theirs and see where it kind of lines up. So just letting it think for a little bit. And you can actually see it typing out in real time. Cool. So now I've got that. We're just going to copy it. Control A, Control V. And now we can run that. Okay, that's very frustrating. So we'll look at the code while it's converting all of this data. But let's see. So you can see now the model is ResNet 50. Pre-trained is true. It's going through, let's see. There's a little bit of customization, initializes it. There's an atom optimizer. And then it just goes into training. So we're training that model, kind of fine tuning. I think. Honestly, I don't know the right terms, if it's transfer learning or fine tuning. But really, we've got all of this. And let's see where we're at. We're probably still in Hungary. Yeah. So this is going to take a while. And honestly, I should have undone. I should still undo. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do is stop this. And just to see where it's at compared to mine, we're going to go to data. We're going to go to we'll delete these. We're going to go into donate a cry. Copy all of these and just delete this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving it a data set that I know already works, and that we've already tested on my model, and then we're going to test that on the other one. So yeah, probably a warning that pre-train. Yeah, pre-trained is deprecated. Please use weights instead. Oh gosh. Multi-processing, import, spawn, main, exit code, main. To start a new process before current process is finished. I have no idea what that is, but I know that it made it into training. So we're just going to vibe out a solution to this. Okay. So let's just go ahead and copy this and we'll just vibe out a solution. Because do I know what's wrong with this? No. But I can probably just get the model to so it's spitting out a solution. And you can see how quickly it just like reconfigures everything. Safe importing of main module. What does that mean? Freeze support. So let's see what it actually says the error is. Here we go. The error you've encountered is a common issue, PyTorch data loader, multiprocessing. Recursive imports. Wrap the main execution code data. If I've always wondered what that was for, but that actually makes sense. So let's stop this and run it. I've always wondered why there were so many things that had like if name equals main. Right, and now you can see it there. Oh, did I just do it again? Let me see. Okay. Stop. Let's save that. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm not going to make any judgments on this because I'm assuming that this model is better than whatever I could have made. But it does seem like it's already kind of tapping out. I don't know. It added way more epochs, which I'm assuming is going to be helpful. Um, we'll see. We'll really see. Right, because we're already seeing like a 2% gain, a 0% gain. And so, I mean, even with 50, normally you start to, cut off like that. So I could expect this to not even hit 70%. Which is just super interesting because we've got, see, so it's already tapered off at about 55%, and I think it'll probably keep rising. It should, but it's just pretty interesting that this model, which is like top of the line research level AI model, is, oh, that was a good jump, is underperforming where we would have been at, especially at like Epoch 10, Epoch 11. We're normally kind of approaching 70%. Yeah, see, so it's definitely stuck in this area right here. Yeah. Yeah, programming on Windows. But you can see it's kind of climbing. It's calibrating a little bit. So hopefully it's learning something. Nice. So we are climbing, and I'm excited to see where this gets to the end of it. But like I said, I don't expect it to get beyond 70%, even with 50 epochs like it has. Okay, yeah, 66%. See? So it is kind of going up. And I expect that to be lower on the next round. Yeah. But I think it'll stabilize around there. So while that's going, what I want to do is I have no idea where I just went. Okay. So here's what I want to do is search for more data sets. Okay, so that's not cry. This is crying. Oh, this is just detecting. Built through the Donate a Cry campaign, no longer active. See, now that's just crazy because it's like hungry, 382 files, belly pain. All of these are like nothing. So either babies are just always hungry, which could be true. Or um yeah, see, but that you just can't. Data sets. Baby cry. Designed to support research of automated recognition. And of course, hungry is just like. Right, but of the 907 audio samples, 50% of them are one category. Like, that just can't be good. And like I said, having trouble breaking 70%, which is kind of where I expected it to be. So this one, though, it's good to know that one is there. Belly pain, burping, cold, hot, discomfort. Wait, this one is way better. No, I think it's the same. 130, 142, 397, 142. Honestly, I think they just did the same thing that I did, which was and hey, feel free to throw any questions in the chat if you have them also. So we're actually going down. We did break 70, but we're going down recently, and I think it honestly, I don't know. I would say it's over optimizing, but we'll see. I mean, I think there's a chance this will do really well, and I think the interesting thing is that it will perform. I think it'll perform on the tests about where it's been training. And the reason I think that is because it's gone through so many training cycles that I think is just going to have a better time sitting around this range because for the past 40, 50 rounds, it's been around this range. So while that's going, we got 8 more training cycles left, and then we'll move into testing. So let me see also, because there is there was a project called Deep Infant. And what I want to see is if they release their data, baby. V2. No shot. This is in V2? Discomfort. It's like 6 extra things. Okay, so this is the last round. And then we're actually going to go. So if you look down here, this is the last round, and then we go into testing. Going in with 69%, I'd expect. Oh man, that is so bad. That is so bad. Look at that. Accuracy for hungry was fine. For belly pain was fine. Accuracy for tired, 0%. And here's the interesting thing is you notice it gets things wrong, but it gets things wrong in like a proportional amount, right? So aside from tired, I don't know what was going on with that. That's crazy. 0%. Okay, so that's Deep Infant V2. All right, let's do, what's unknown? There's a ton of unknowns. Tired, scared. Oh man. Let me see something. Belly pain. 549A46. Then if I go here, so this is the same data set. There's nothing different. They only use the it's not the donated cry corpus. It's the baby cry sense. So yeah, collecting data from baby cry sense. So Here's what I'm going to do, because the augmentations would be helpful. What I think I'm going to do is just tell Grok to adjust my model based on that. But look at this. Wow. So I was training this model. I sat through 50 training cycles because I thought, oh, certainly the best top of the line model, if I train it and fine tune it, it'll be better than my model, right? And it was doing good. You can see from the beginning, a little low, like 15, 30, all the way up to 60%, hovered around that for most of the time. So really consistent on the training data. And then we moved into the test and it freaking bombed. Look at this. This is wild. It only got a 31% test accuracy, which is like half of what my model got. So based on that, what I am going to do is go back to my model. Let me commit this. Data variants. So I do actually want to create a new branch and call it ResNet failure 30%. Let's just go ahead and push this. And then we're going to go back to data variants. We want this one. So we're going to go here. And what I'm going to do is take this file and ask AI to figure out what they're doing in this that I could implement in mine. I'm going to say, so do not code, do not and I'm going to say, I'm also going to attach this because, so let's go ahead and open this in Explorer. We're just going to throw this at Grok. So it's going to be thinking. I hope it's going to be thinking for a while. But long mill spectrogram normalization. Okay. So there's a way to make the data better, which is cool. And there's a way to short form transform. Also, we just hit 100 views on this live stream, which is awesome. That's that's huge. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And if you have any comments, just throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer. We're gonna go through. So, okay. So, here's what we got. Some suggestions to make it better. Let's look at all the improvements they suggest. So, okay. Okay. Where did they get proprietary data sets, though? I'm just going to email them. So, I'm building an AI to understand what a baby wants when they cry. And these people have done it, but they've done it way better than I have. One of the interesting things is that these people have done it way better than I have. And one of the interesting things is that they have a robust training data set with over 10,000 cry samples. But the baby cry data set, but I don't know where they got their data set from. So, so what I think I'm going to do is just copy their email address and send them an email. Okay. So, to research I'm going to say hello, I'm I'll say, I'm going to say, hello, I'm by your, I'm fascinated by your deep infant project. The changes you made to in V2 let's say, I'll say I'm working on a I would love your convolutional neural network off the on over 10,000 how did you so many version 2. I'm working on a similar project. However, I saw that your model was 10,000 cries. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them my code. I'd love your advice on how to is there a chance you could share your data set with me? Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to build an AI model that can understand babies based on how they cry. And I've done pretty good. I can get around 70% accuracy. But these people have done way better. They've been able to build a custom AI model that performs at almost 90% accuracy. The only problem is they built their model on a the only problem is they built their model on a proprietary data set in combination with a publicly available one. Um, the I'll say specifically the Hey guys, thanks for commenting. Yeah, we've got a few people on right now. So far, we've had 120 people join, which is pretty cool. But really, what we're doing is just working on. If you didn't hear me say earlier, we've got this what is it? This application that's intended to be able to listen to a baby cry and then tell you how they're feeling. Um, yeah, it is a struggle. So what I'm doing is these people. Let's go here. These people have actually built a better model than mine, and I'm kind of reading through what they've done that is what they've done that kind of made it better. And then also they have a huge data set. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to message them and ask to have their data set. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Originally from the US, I'm living out in Germany right now. What about you? Pi Audio Library. Okay. So I'm going to send them this email specifically. Your Just start my own AI model. Have no resources. Have a great idea. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's part of why I'm doing this. A lot of it is just vibe coding, is because I want to prove to people like, hey, you can, if you, all you need is the idea, and you can get through the rest really quick. So I actually don't. This is the first AI model I've ever built, um, but it's performing on par with like some of the best models. With a better data set. And so like really it comes down to having a good idea and being able to stick with it and kind of persevere. Um, so I think I really hope that that helps. Hope you can give vibe coding a try. See if you can come up with something. Um, let's see. I'll say specifically your augmentations and hybrid. Short time Fourier, advanced augmentation. CNN LSTM. Specifically, um, uh, and data augmentations. I oh gosh, AI. Let's see. Build an AI that can talk to people and give them courage and understand their feelings. Become their lifetime partner. I know there's some stuff coming out that's similar to that. That you could definitely look at. Because it looks like you got a combination of like an LLMs and maybe generative video if you wanted to go that route. When I hear lifetime partner, I think um, more like dating sim. So um, there's a lot of stuff you could look into, but also you could probably just jump on and ask Grok and say, hey, what could I do to make this a reality? And then can you code it for me? I think you'd be surprised with what it can come up with. Um, so here we go. Greatly appreciate any of your feedback. So I'm going to email them, and here's what I have. Hello, fascinated in your project. You came up with some really incredible stuff. I'd love your advice. How did you get so much labeled data? Um, And then the big thing, is there a chance you could share your data set with me? I've attached my code if interested. I apologize in advance for how simple and messy it is. Um, requesting okay, TLDR, requesting training data set for proprietary model. Or requesting proprietary data set for training model. Thanks. Let's just go ahead and send that. If they respond, that would be awesome. Okay. So what I want to do last is I'm going to say and the please implement the hybrid architecture and the augmentation enhancements in mine. Hybrid architecture slash learning rate, cross validation. Okay. Please implement hybrid architecture upgrades. And augmentation enhancements. Please new branch. I'm gonna say let's see what this is doing. Okay, so let's copy this. Okay, now we've got pitch up, pitch down, original. Let's just go ahead and run that. And this is going to take forever, by the way. If you look, we're in Hungary. But each one is now getting one, two, three, four, five, six, seven off of it. So that means if we go into the data, we got to donate a cry, spectrogram. What we're going to see is, yeah, a ton of new. Also, why is it so different? That looks so bad compared to that. Hold on. Oh gosh. Let's copy this. Delete this. Comment these out. And run this. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's just vibe out this error real quick. Okay, so we're gonna wait on that. Boom. Okay, and once this is done, let's just copy that. Let's run it. Oh, because I think we go to donate a cry. So I don't know what's happening. And I should still have all the... Oh my gosh, it did it again. Oh. Yeah. Control C. Let's delete all of these. Okay. Now let's run this. Should just skip right through into training. Okay, that is not good. Patience. We'll say 10 for now. Let's just run that. Let me see. Patience. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it is because of the patience. Oh, whoops. Five. Okay. All right. Let's copy this. Um. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Okay. Should be good. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo all of these and then see if that actually changes anything. But I'm going to do that off stream. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in another one.